The Pelicans have found their next superstar. After a record-breaking night from Jeremiah Fears and the rest of the rookie class, the future is starting to look a little brighter after a bad season here in New Orleans. We're going to talk about the big game last night from Jeremiah Fears and the rest of the rookies inside this edition of Pelicans Digest. What's good with it, y'all? It's your people, Melz On The MIC, back once again inside Pelicans Digest after a record-breaking night from the New Orleans Pelicans, man. It was just a crazy night for the rookies, including Jeremiah Fears, Derik, and Micah Peavy. Micah Peavy even came through and had a great night as the Pelicans dominate the tanking Sacramento Kings. And again, you got to be a little, take this with a grain of salt. We're playing against not one of the elite teams. This is a team that's actively tanking. And you went into this game when you saw that starting lineup with just about all the rookies and Looney and Poole, you started thinking, oh, boy, we just really throwing in the towel. But these guys have shown and proved that, you know, they want to play some winning basketball, and you kind of feel good about the future of this team despite all the darkness surrounding it. You still feel kind of good about what you saw last night. And we're going to get into that conversation in a matter of minutes, but first got to let you know that this episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. Use the link in the description and use the code DIGEST to get signed up to get your bonus, and I'll give you some picks at the end of the episode that you can check out and get in on the action on tonight in some of the NBA games. So make sure that you sign up for Prize Picks using the code DIGEST, and it will help out the channel a lot if you use the link in the description, all right? Let's get into the news last night. Of course, the Pelicans, huge win last night, scoring a franchise record 156 points. Also scored another franchise record in points and a half with 87 points in the second half. As the rookie class and with the help of the veterans, Jordan Poole and Kevon Looney, really stepped on the necks and didn't let this game get close, which was fantastic to see. Usually you see the Pelicans start to melt down, but in this game they didn't. They stayed on it and kept pushing the gas the entire game. And, of course, it was all led by Jeremiah Fears. Fantastic night for Jeremiah Fears, and I think he has solidified his spot in the starting lineup next season. Just say what you want. It's going to work out. And we have seen this kid incrementally get better each game, with each and every game since the All-Star break. After doing what I suggested that they should do, move him to the second unit. And now you see what happens when he's starting now. You see the results of your actions. 40 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. Was a plus 30 on the night. Also had 3 steals. Just a fantastic night. And, you know, one of the things that you're starting to realize also, you see I got his jersey already. That's the hottest jersey in the city right now. If not the hottest Pelicans jersey out in the street right now is the Zero Fears jersey. And you saw him after the game, seeing that this was the last home game of the season. He at least stuck around and signed some autographs for the fans as he continues to build a rapport with the city. And, you know, there are some reports coming out today, and, you know, I'm going to just mention this. I am not saying this. I'm only repeating what I've read so far this afternoon and these reports, that a lot of people are thinking that you can now start working with Fears and building around him instead of trying to run it back with Zion again next season. And as you saw, Zion and Sadiq Bey and all the veterans sat out last night. Zion hit that guarantee, so he good. I don't necessarily agree with that. The thing that I have been big on and been intrigued about was pairing him with Dejounte Murray and seeing how that can work out. And I hope they develop that during the summer. I hope you develop a backcourt, with Fears and Murray together, figuring that out some way, somehow. So you can have at least more offense. And plus, like I said, 3 steals last night. His defense has been improving as well. So Jeremiah Fears, without a doubt, is going to be the future of this team. As you heard Dejounte Murray say, he's the future. He is the future. And we hit right on that one. Got to give the management at least that did hit right on that. And over the last few games, we have had some concerns. A lot of fans, not just me, but other folks have had concerns about Derek's play. But last night, I think a lot of that went away for Derik last night. 17 points, 12 rebounds, a double-double, and 7 assists, plus 17 on the floor. Also had 2 blocks and 3 steals as well. I think he shined brightest when he was playing the 4 position. I mean, and we're going to get into some of the two-way players and what in their activities in this game as well. But it was a great bounce-back game for Queen. You know, didn't see him arguing with the refs as much as he normally does last night. But, you know, a phenomenal game. But really, realistically, the refs wasn't calling jack. The refs didn't care last night. They're like, both of these guys, they're relevant. Let them play. Fine by me. But, you know, at the same time, I've never been concerned about Derik Queen in this play. I think my concern was his adjustment to finally playing the 4 position, which he has been doing. And, you know, I think he did great last night. One of the players that came across the press with in another come-out party last night was Micah Peavy. 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists, was a plus 21 on the floor last night with 2 steals as well. But again, not the best shooter, still needs time to develop his shooting. Junior Herb Jones. And next season, I wouldn't mind seeing him in the second unit with Herb Jones for defensive purposes only. And if he could do scoring like this, if he could score like this on a consistent basis, it would be even better. But next season, I wouldn't mind seeing him and Herb Jones in the second unit together. If Herb can improve his offense, that is. If Herb can improve his offense, then give me a defensive second unit with a scorer here and there. And I think Peavy will fit that mold. But I was big on Micah Peavy before the season started, and I'm just glad he was able to show out last night in the game. I was going to talk about Jordan Hawkins, but yeah, great night for Jordan Hawkins. I said it already. Yeah, great night for Jordan Hawkins. What to do? Jordan Hawkins had the green light all night. Hey, go out there and just shoot all you want. Hey, you probably won't be here next year. Go ahead and shoot the lights out. And he did that, and he produced results. Don't worry, Jordan Poole fans. I'm going to get to y'all in a minute. I want to go over some of these two-way players. I want to talk about some of these two-way players. Because Trey Alexander, Hunter Dickinson, and Josh Oduro were the two-way players who got a lot of burn last night. And, you know, I've been big on Trey Alexander. I think this is the second game in a row where he's to me, I said this in the episode yesterday, he's Jordan Hawkins with better defense. Last night, Jordan Hawkins was Jordan Hawkins and Trey Alexander was Trey Alexander. Okay? It's just as simple as I can put it. He only had 2 points, had 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. He played for 11 minutes. And a lot of that was due to the fact that Fierce was just going crazy. A lot of that was because of Fierce going crazy. And so I don't want to discount him yet. I don't want to discount him yet or give up on him yet. I am going to say this, though. I think this team is throwing in the towel on Hunter Dickinson. I will say that. Because it was for the second game in a row, Hunter Dickinson only played for like 4 minutes. This game he played 8 minutes. I'm sorry. Last game he played 4 minutes. This game he played 8 minutes. He got double the minutes, but still only got 2 points, and that was from 2 free throws he got. This offense does not work well with slow bigs. Bigs that are not that don't move that often. And Hunter is in that mode. And I think that's going to be, and I don't see those numbers that he had in the G League, the averaging a double-double every night, and the rebounding and all that other stuff, it just doesn't seem to work at NBA speed for him. It works at G League speed. It doesn't work at NBA speed with him. And I just can't remember watching the game last night, like, wow, at times he looked lost out there on the floor. And this was something that a lot of viewers of this channel, subscribers to this channel who watch college ball, that was one of the things that they told me in the comments a lot of times about Hunter Dickinson. Like, no, I was really kind of big on Hunter Dickinson as far as his rebounding and what he brought to the table as far as in a big position. But a lot of those folks who watched him play in college were saying, no, there's a reason why he went undrafted. And you're seeing that. You're seeing that. And it looked like he's in Borrego's doghouse already. Borrego was just like, have him out there for like 2 or 3 minutes at a time and then go sit him down. So I think they're going to move on from Hunter Dickinson after this. I just got a feeling. But the player I came away, the two-way player that impressed me the most, though, and I told y'all to keep an eye on him, was Josh Oduro. I said to keep an eye on Josh Oduro. This was his NBA debut last night. And for a team that's been struggling to find bigs that they can put on the floor to complement the situation, I think Josh Oduro may have put himself into a front-running position to back up Yves Missi or even Carlo, or however they want to decide to run this team back next season. But I came away really impressed with Josh Oduro. We ain't got his photo yet because he just signed with the team late, but he had 26 minutes. In his 26 minutes of play, he had 9 points and 5 rebounds and 1 assist. Why he was a -1 on the floor last night, but, you know, I could accept that. He has the Carlo crashing down speed. May not be offensively ready, but he has the athleticism to get boards. I found myself watching him a lot in the second half last night, and I found him just keeping my eye on him and seeing how he's moving around off the ball. Still needs a little bit of development there, but in terms of getting back down on the floor, which is something the Pelicans are terrible at as far as in transition defense against teams, especially teams that play with pace. He got back down on the floor quickly and was also had the athleticism to catch some of those bad alley-oops that Fears and other guys were throwing up to him. He still had at least the athleticism to go up and go get a lot of those dunks and those passes and put them in the basket. So as far as if you're looking for a capable backup to Yves Missi, who started beasting late in the season and is starting to show himself worth, and also you don't know what the situation is going to be with Carlo McAfee next season, Josh Oduro is a good pickup, and I was very impressed. There's one two-way player that really impressed me last night. It was Josh Oduro out of that entire cast. I would like to see more of him in the next couple of games, especially to wrap up the season. I would like to see more of that. But for an NBA debut to put up 9 points and 5 rebounds, that's impressive to me. That was very impressive. So keep an eye on Josh Oduro, man. You know, Hunter Dickinson, I think it's over for him. Trey Alexander, the situation's still on him. Again, a microwave scorer with him. But I think Josh Oduro is a player you need to keep an eye on as far as going into next season and in this all season. Well, especially for these next few games, these final games. Watch his minutes and let's see how he develops. Because I think you may have something there with him as far as being a backup for Yves Missi and Carlo if you choose to keep Carlo next season. And let me go ahead and clap it up for the Jordan Poole stands out there. A little something for the Jordan Poole stands out there. More me, the Jordan Poole fans. A little something for the Jordan stands out there. 34 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, getting this game film together for the next team that's going to pick him up. 32 minutes on the floor, plus 18. And he, just like Jordan, all the Jordans had green lights last night. Jordan Hawkins and Jordan Poole. Just shoot. Go ahead. Knock yourself out. Knock yourself out. Well, at least he played some good defense last night. Had a steal and a block, you know. But, hey, you know, Jordan Poole stands. They're clapping up for you one more time. Wish the man could have did that all season long for us, but, hey, you know. Hey, it is what it is. But we'd love to know your thoughts on the game last night. Which rookie impressed you the most last night? Outside of Jeremiah Fears. I think Jeremiah Fears has asserted himself. You have got to start Jeremiah Fears next season. You have got to put him in the starting lineup next season. Now, how that works out, how you make that work out, I don't know. Does that quantify you throwing away all these veterans and saying, let's go ahead and start the rebuild now with these rookies? I wouldn't say that. I'm not going to say that right now because, again, this was a Utah Jazz team that is actively tanking, had all their stars, even their first-round pick. Everybody sat down. So you can't you can love it and enjoy it, but you got to take it with a grain of salt, okay? You just got to. Because at the end of the day, you know, I know these stories are going to start coming out, especially over the next few days. Oh, the Pelicans just need to go ahead and get rid of all these $30 million guys and give up on it and just start right here with no draft pick. We ain't got no draft pick next season. But, hey, you know, go ahead and start now. Let's see how these last few games play out, especially with some guys like Oduro and others. And let's see how this develops. One thing you definitely need to keep an eye on tonight if you're watching some of the NBA action is some of the picks on Prize Picks that you can get in on and get in on the action on tonight, including the Atlanta Hawks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. I got Jared Allen getting more than 8 rebounds tonight against the Atlanta Hawks. That's just my call on that. I think he can get great rebounding against Kuminga and those guys. So I think he's going to do well tonight in the rebounding department, so you can get in on that action. And also, give me Julian Champagnie against Portland tonight, getting more than 9.5 rebounds and assists. He's the combination of the two, rebounds and assists. I think he can do way more than that. He's averaging about 9.2 in those categories over the last few games, and I think he could get that tonight against a Portland team that's doing pretty bad themselves, but at least they're fighting for playoff positioning, at least. You know what I'm saying? And playing positioning, I guess, if you want to call it that. But you can make those picks and more right now on Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. Go ahead and get signed up using the link in the description and use the code DIGEST when you get signed up to get a bonus. And also, you can get in on the fun and make some money, all right? But clap back with your thoughts as we wrap up this episode of Pelicans Digest. On your thoughts on what rookie or two-way player impressed you the most last night. And we'll check back in with you next time right here on Pelicans Digest, where you get the best analysis, opinions, and more about the New Orleans Pelicans right here. It's Melz talking about those Pels. I'll holla at you.